So if you know the quotient rule, you could use it. However, we don't need the quotient rule here because I can do this division very simply. Each piece of the numerator is being divided by that denominator. So my function can also be written as 2x to the fifth over x to the fourth minus 4x to the fourth over x to the fourth minus 5x cubed over x to the fourth. And then I can reduce because I have a division of the same base. So that first part becomes 2x to the 5 minus 4, or first power. X to the fourth over x to the fourth cancels, leaving me just the minus 4. And then here, the power would be x to the 3 minus 4, which would be x to the negative 1. And now I can just apply my difference and product power rules to that. So now the derivative of my function right there, f prime of x, so the derivative of 2x is just 2. The derivative of 4 is 0. And the derivative of negative 5x to the negative 1, okay, so we're going to slow down on that one right there. The negative 5 is just sitting there waiting to be multiplied. The derivative of x to the negative 1, the power rule says bring down the power and then reduce that power by 1. So the 2 is chilling out front. And then here I have minus a negative 5 times a negative 1. So minus a negative, so that's going to be a plus 5 times x to the power negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. So I believe this is the slope function, f prime of x. Now, how could I check that? Well, you could plug it into a derivative calculator. If you haven't seen a derivative calculator, you should search the internet for a derivative calculator because they're awesome and beautiful. Derivative calculator will jump you straight from here to there, and sometimes they don't show work in between. I expect you guys to show me some work. Here is my work. Other way to check this right here is just pick a number for x and see if the slope is right. Okay, so for example, I might check with a tangent line when, and then just pick a number for x. I'm going to pick x equals, I don't know, 2. All right, so the slope of the tangent line m is whatever f prime of 2 is. And then see, I can do that pretty easy here. 2 to the power negative 2 is 1/4. So the slope would be 2 plus 5/4. And again, we can just plug that into the calculator in a minute. What would that be? 4, that would be 9/4, or 2.25, and then the point of interest is whatever 2f of 2 is. And so I think I'm going to ask my calculator about that. So let's get a calculator out and check this. And there are other homework problems where I ask you to graph a tangent line. So before we do that, how do you graph a tangent line? Use the point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. In this example, it would be y minus whatever f of 2 is, equals slope is going to come from whatever f prime of 2 is. I believe it's 9/4, unless I have an arithmetic error. I'll check that on a calculator, times x minus 2. So we're going to plug our function in. We're going to recalculate these values here, and then we're going to try and graph that, see if it looks like a tangent line. If it does, then we probably have the right derivative function. All right. Calculator. And I'm going to split my screen here so I can see that complicated function. I'm going to type the function in as it was originally given to me. F of x equals a fraction, 2x raised to the fifth minus 4x raised to the fourth minus 5x raised to the third, all over x raised to the fourth. There it is. I want to see the point 2 comma f of 2. Why 2? I don't know. I just picked 2. So I want to see if I have the right slope, f prime. All right. I claim that f prime, what am I going to call that here? I'm going to call it d of x for derivative. So my derivative function, I think, is power negative 2. I think that's the slope function. I don't want to see it really, but I want to use it to calculate what is the slope when x is 2, 3.25. Oh, did I make a miscalculation there? Oh, I did. I see what I did wrong. 2 would be 8/4. 8 plus 5 is 13/4, which would be 3.25. Yeah, so I had a mistake right here. It's not a 9 there. It should be a 13/4 or 3.25. Yep. See, good thing I went to the calculator. Okay. Back here to my grapher. And so I don't need that screen anymore. I just need this. So next I want to graph the tangent line, and f of 2 is right here, right? So I'm hoping that when I graph, I'm going to have to see a nice tangent line. So y minus f of 2, right? There's my y minus y1 equals this d of 2 up here is my slope. So I can just type d of 2 for my slope, or I could type what it tells me there, times parentheses x minus 2. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks like a tangent line. Sweet. All right, why the hell did I do all that? Well, I was trying to check that this right here was the correct derivative function. By picking an x value, I picked 2, sort of kind of randomly, not really. It's a nice number, it's even. And then I found the tangent line using the point slope formula, because this is the slope function up here. And I indeed do have a tangent line there. So I'm pretty sure that this is the correct derivative function. Back to my homework problem here. And yeah, so I should just be able to type 2, what was next? Plus 5x raised to the power negative 2, and I should get a happy green check. Yeah, nice. Good morning.